Warm sunlight spills across the quiet kitchen table as you set your bag down, and I feel the shift in the air before either of us speaks. Autumn wind rattles the loose window frame, and I wonder how long we've been circling the same uncertain truth. I keep whispering inside, don't let this moment slip away. I watch you breathe in slowly as if gathering courage, and the soft hum of the old refrigerator becomes the only steady sound in the room. Think of the hillside trail we walked at dusk last week. The smell of dry leaves rising around us like a memory trying to guide us back in again. I tell myself, don't let this moment slip away. You glance up, eyes steady but tired, and say you're not sure where we stand anymore. My hands tremble against the warm ceramic mug, the steam curling toward us like a fragile bridge we might still cross. Outside, children laugh on their way home from school, their footsteps fading down the street, and I ache for something as simple as that kind of certainty. I reach for your sleeve, feeling the rough fabric and the familiar heat of your skin underneath, hoping it says what my voice can't quite hold. If we're falling apart, let it be gently. If we're finding our way back, let it begin here. And once more, I breathe it out, don't let this moment slip away. Golden hour settles over the quiet hillside path as I lean against the railing trying to steady my breath. A warm breeze moves through the tall summer grass, and for a moment I imagine you walking beside me again. I tell myself I'm fine, but the true circles slow like dust in the fading light. I keep hearing your laugh in the distance, even though I know it's only memory playing tricks on me. And I whisper our half-finished stories into the air, hoping something carries them to wherever you ended up. I miss the way you said we'd find our way, so the world wouldn't feel so large. And I breathe in the soft evening air, repeating the words I'm still learning to believe. Let me be brave enough to stay open. Let me be brave enough to stay open. On the tabletop, pretending your hand might be mine again. The scent of citrus tea drifts through the doorway, stirring something gentle, something almost forgiving. People come and go, their footsteps scattering across the wooden floor, but my thoughts move slowly, sorting through all the things we left unsaid. I watch the sky dim to a muted violet, holding on to the hope that healing can arrive quietly. without asking permission. Let me be brave enough to stay open. Let me be brave enough to stay open. Sunlight drifts across the quiet kitchen. As I set 2 cups down, the only one will ever be touched. The warm air of late summer presses against the window, and I wonder if you still take your coffee sweet. I hear the distant rumble of a train, and it pulls me back to that hillside trail where we once paused to catch our breath, pretending the climb was harder than admitting how close we felt. I keep repeating the truth. Said out loud, hoping the world hears it for you. In the small moments, like waiting at the bus stop after dusk, I imagine your voice brushing past me, soft as the breeze that tugged at your shirt that evening by the lake. I whisper the same fragile wish again and again. Let me find the courage you asked for. You carried your doubts like folded letters, tucked somewhere I couldn't reach. I wanted to open them, read every fear, hold every shaking line steady, but I stayed quiet, convinced time would give us another chance. The moon rises slow above the rooftops, and I breathe in the night, remembering how your hand hesitated before finding mine. I keep repeating the truth I never said out loud, as if the sky might finally echo it back. If you return to this kitchen someday, you'll find 2 cups waiting, and the warmth I saved for you. Warm sunlight filters through the library windows as I trace the dust on an empty chair, thinking how your laughter used to echo between the shelves. I still hear it sometimes, like a soft reminder that the world can be gentle when it wants to be. And in that quiet, I breathe your name without meaning to, wondering if you ever do the same. I keep returning to this small truth. I'm still learning how to let you go, even while walking forward. Outside, autumn air circles the courtyard, carrying the scent of dry leaves. I pass the fountain I'm still learning how to let you go, even while walking forward. Oh, later on the bus ride home, the sunset spills across the windows, turning the glass into a shifting canvas. I watch reflections blur together, like every version of us drifting out of focus. I wanna hold the moment still, but the road keeps pulling me on. And when I reach my bedroom, I sit on the edge of the bed, letting the quiet settle around me. I finally understand you were a chapter, not the whole book. Still, the line echoes in me once more. I'm still learning how to let you go, even while walking forward. Morning air drifted through the open window, and so as I sat at the kitchen table, tracing a circle on the warm ceramic mug, while thinking of you again, the sunlight fell in quiet stripes across the floor, like it was trying to remind me of the days we didn't know how fragile we were. I whispered a truth I never said aloud, hoping the breeze might carry it to wherever you are now. And the words keep returning to me like a small refrain I can't let go of. We were almost brave enough to stay. The old bookstore near the bus terminal, its wooden sign swaying softly in the late autumn wind. For a moment I saw your smile reflected in the window glass, the one you gave when you pretended everything was fine. My steps slowed as if the street itself asked me to listen to what I'd lost. And again the quiet echo rose inside me. We were almost brave enough to stay. Riverside path at dusk, the sky dimmed to a muted gold, and people hurried by with scarves pulled tight. I imagined you beside me, fingers brushing mine, and the ache settled gently instead of sharply. Maybe that's what time does. It softens the edges without erasing the story. So I breathed out a promise to the fading light, unsure if it was for you or for myself. Still, the truth circled back in a tender loop. We were almost brave enough to stay. Warm air drifts through the old train station, As I stand near the timetable board, trying to steady my breathing while travelers rush past, I catch myself tracing the last message you sent, still glowing on my phone, wondering how our voices slipped into this quiet distance. A soft breeze pushes at my jacket, and I whisper the truth I never said out loud. I keep returning to this thought of you, like a doorway I'm afraid to close. Down the platform a child laughs, and it startles something hopeful awake in me. I imagine you stepping off a train, brushing your hair back, searching for my face the way you once did on that summer hillside. My heart keeps repeating, let me find my way back to you, and the words circle inside me, tracks hum faintly, thinking of the night we shared stories at your kitchen table while rain tapped the window. I felt safe enough to tell you everything, and now I miss that lightness more than I admit. Still the same hook returns, soft but certain. Let me find my way back to you. Somewhere inside it, hope lifts its head again. Golden hour drifts across the quiet supermarket aisle as I pause beside the rows of fruit, thinking of the morning you left without a word. The hum of the ceiling lights feel softer tonight, and I catch myself wishing you were pushing the car beside me. I whisper to the air, hoping it might steady my heart. And I keep coming back to this fragile truth I can't outrun. Fragile truth I can't outrun. Outside, the late summer breeze brushes my hands as I step into the parking lot, carry nothing but small groceries and a heavier breath. The pavement is warm, and for a moment I imagine your shadow overlapping mine like you used to. I close my eyes, remembering how pretended to hate grocery runs, though I only wanted more time with you. At the bus stop down the hill, a soft glow from a street lamp gentles the night, and I sit on the cold metal bench, listening to distant traffic weave through the dark. I replay our final conversation, the way silence shook harder than any argument we ever had. My bus arrives slowly, as if unsure. I step on, searching for the seat you once claimed by the window, and breathe out a quiet hope that healing doesn't need permission to begin. Warm mist drifted through the autumn park as you slowed beside the fountain, and I felt the quiet tremble of something slipping from my hands. You looked away toward the trees, their edges blurred by the morning drizzle, and I wondered if you could hear the questions beating through my chest. I said your name softly, but it faded into the damp air before it reached you, and I kept wishing you'd turn back long enough to see what I couldn't say. I keep calling out for a moment that won't stay. Later by the subway stairs, crowds pushed between us like a tide, and you held the railing as if steadying a memory you didn't trust anymore. I watched your breath form small clouds, each one rising like a promise we forgot to keep. I keep calling out for a moment that won't stay. At the cafe near the river, the windows fogged while we tried to talk around the truth. Stirring warm cups we barely touched. You smiled once, faint as a worn out photograph, and I felt the ache of everything we let drift. When the daylight thinned, you pulled your scarf closer and stepped into the soft rain. I followed your silhouette until it dissolved into the shifting gray, hoping the distance between us could still bend back someday. I keep calling out for a moment that won't stay. Warm twilight settles over the lakeside path as I catch the echo of your laughter drifting through the evening air. I pause near the wooden railing, feeling the cool grain under my palm, wishing you were leaning here beside me. The water carries small ripples that look like unanswered questions, and I keep wondering how we slipped so far without meaning to. I close my eyes and breathe your name into the quiet, hoping it finds its way back, though I never say it aloud when anyone's near. There's a soft ache rising again, the one that tells me I'm still searching for where our truth lays. And in my chest the same thought keeps returning. I wanna come back to the moment we understood each other best. I take slow steps toward the old ferry dock where we once shared a paper cup of hot tea against the early autumn chill. I can almost hear the distant creak of the ropes, the gentle sway that made you laugh and reach for my sleeve. believe that simple warmth lives in me, even now. And in my chest the same thought keeps returning. I wanna come back to the moment we understood each other best. The wind carries fallen leaves in small spirals, brushing past my shoes like tiny reminders of change. I whisper promise to the fading light that I'll keep walking forward, but I'll remember the part of us that felt quietly brave. And in my chest the same thought keeps returning. I wanna come back to the moment we understood each other best. Autumn air drifted softly as we climbed the quiet trail. You kicked small stones away, pretending you were losing balance. I laughed aloud, trying to calm the tremble inside me. Golden leaves circled us as the sun lowered behind roofs. You whispered something faint, carried by a shy, shifting breeze. I answered you softly, hoping my voice hid my fear. We kept walking slowly, letting silence settle gently between footsteps. Warm light rose across the sky, brushing color on you. My heart repeated it, the truth I feared saying aloud again. I keep finding you in every quiet moment we share. Shadows lengthen gently as we reach the hillside clearing together. You touched my sleeve, asking if I felt the same. I breathe the cool dusk, letting honesty rise through words. I keep finding you in every quiet moment we share. Wind brushed fallen leaves across the path, circling our feet. You smiled like sunrise, breaking open a long hidden window. I realized hope had grown between us without dim anything. The air shifted gently, holding a promise neither us named. I keep finding you in every quiet moment we share. As twilight deepened, we walked home without breaking the magic. Your hand brushed mine, lingering like a quiet answered question. I felt the night listening as our footsteps matched rhythm. We didn't speak, trusting the silence to hold our truth. The world softened, waiting for us to name this feeling. Cold autumn wind circles the old bus terminal, brushing my hands as I watch travelers drift in every direction. Your scarf floats in my memory like a quiet flag, reminding me of the night we stood here before everything slipped apart. I keep finding you in the quiet. like you never truly left. The loudspeaker echoes above me, and the sky softens into early evening blue. A child drags a stuffed bear across the floor, and for a moment I feel the warmth we once carried through uncertain days. I keep finding you in the quiet, even when I try to look away. I picture you laughing on the hillside trail last summer, your shadow long against the fading sun. I wonder if you sense the distance rising, or if it surprised you like a sudden rain. Still, the memory holds me steady. A bus door hisses open, releasing warm air that smells of coffee and worn fabric. Someone hums a fragile tune, and it reminds me of how you used to sing when you thought no one heard. I keep finding you in the quiet, and it makes my chest ache in a strangely gentle way. If I could speak to you now, I'd tell you I'm learning to breathe with ocean toward the past. I'd tell you the ache is softening. I'd tell you your kindness still lights up corners of my life. So I stand here as twilight settles, letting the moment move through me, letting the silence answer what words cannot. Warm mist drifted along the riverside path at dawn, as I traced the quiet steps you once took beside me. I could hear the soft rustle of early leaves, and it felt like the world was holding its breath around my chest. I kept wondering if your memory felt this close to you too. A passing train rumbled over the bridge, shaking loose the thoughts I tried to hide. I whispered into the chilled morning air, hoping the sound might reach wherever your heart wandered. It's strange how silence can echo louder than words. I keep finding my way back to this feeling, the one that never learned how to let go. I keep finding my way back to this feeling, even when I promise myself I won't. In a small cafe opening for the day, I watched us drift through slanted light, and I pictured you laughing the way you used to, untouched by time. That vision pressed warm against my ribs. I walked the long stretch toward the old ferry stop, listening to water lapping against the post, imagining your beside mine. I keep finding my way back to this feeling, though I know the season has changed. When the sun finally crept over the horizon, I realized I wasn't searching for you anymore, only for the courage to forgive what we couldn't hold. And in that quiet shift, something inside me finally exhaled. Warm dust gathers over the riverside path as I lean against the rail, feeling the cool autumn air press lightly against my skin. You appear at the far end, your step slow, almost hesitant, and something in my chest pulls tight like a thread caught on memory. I try to look calm, but inside everything trembles. The words I wanted to say drift like scattered leaves at my feet. I tell myself this is the moment I won't run from, even if my voice shakes and I breathe in the quiet echo of our unfinished story. You come closer, brushing your sleeve as if wiping away the last hour of doubt. And I wish you could hear how loudly my heart moves. I whisper the truth inside me. I still believe in the way we once felt. I keep repeating the hope inside my hands, hoping you'll feel it too. The city lights soften behind you, and we stand between the fading day and coming night. Your eyes meet mine, full of questions I've carried alone. I tell you I'm ready now, ready to stop pretending I forgot it. And I breathe in the quiet echo of our unfinished story. The wind rises, carrying the scent of cold water. And for a moment we're suspended between staying the same and beginning again. When your fingers touch mine, it feels like a doorway opening. I keep repeating the hope inside my hands, hoping you'll feel it too. And I breathe in the quiet echo of our unfinished story. Warm mist drifted across the riverside path as I hurried toward the evening bus, wondering if you were still awake. Somewhere in this sprawling city, the autumn air clung to my jacket, carrying the faint scent of rain that reminded me of our late kept hearing your voice in the quiet corners of my mind, asking if we could start again. I trace the memory like a fragile photograph, edges soft from too much holding. Every time the world grows heavier, one truth rises in me, whispering the same refrain. I still feel the echo of us at the small cafe near the bus terminal. I watch the windows fog as I replayed the moment you let my hand fall away. I try to pretend the warmth remained, but the truth showed itself in the cooling cup before me. Still I hear that tender line inside me. I still feel the echo of us. Later, crossing the dim pedestrian bridge, city lights shimmered along the river's surface, and I wondered if your heart trembled the same way mine did. I imagined you catching your breath, remembering the promise we never spoke aloud. When I reached the quiet corner of my street, the night breeze softened around me, and a strange hope took shape, gentle but certain. Even if we drift, even if we change, one steady thought keeps returning, steady as my own heartbeat. I still feel the echo of us.
Warm dust gathers over the old train platform as I lean against the metal railing, tracing the fading heat left by the day. I can almost hear you laugh in the passing breeze, soft like a memory, trying to return. People rush past with tired steps, but I stay still, wondering if you'd stop too, if you saw me here again. I tell myself I'm moving on, yet my heart keeps circling the same quiet truth. I'm still learning how to let you go.
I whisper it under my breath,
Hoping the evening will swallow the sound. Last autumn's chill floats back when I imagine your hand in mine, as we walk the hillside path, leaves cracking beneath our shoes like unspoken promises. I didn't realize how fragile we were until the silence grew roots between us. Now the arriving train sent warm gusts across my face, shaking loose the thoughts I try to hide. Still learning how to let you go. The words repeat inside me as if they're trying to find their way out. I picture you stepping off a distant carriage, scanning the crowd for something familiar, but the moment dissolves before I can hold it. Maybe that's how healing begins, by letting the imagined futures drift away. As twilight deepens, I finally turn toward the exit, each step a small confession that I'm still learning how to let you go. Closer to leaving it all behind.
slips through the late summer hallway of the old library as I pass the tall windows, thinking of the way your voice once softened the edges of my days. I pause by a stack of returned books, pretending to search for something, but really I'm replaying the moment you left under your breath. And I whisper again our quiet hope. I keep holding on to the light we found, even when the world feels too loud. Down the worn steps I step into the courtyard where dust settles like a gentle promise. Students cross between buildings, their chatter floating in the fading heat. I imagine you beside me, brushing the dust from my sleeve, asking if I'm ready to walk home. And again I feel that quiet hope. I keep holding on to the light we found, even when the world feels too loud. At the bus stop near the music building, a warm breeze stirs the posters taped to the glass. I watch shadows stretch across the pavement and think about how love sometimes survives by becoming softer, not stronger. I wonder if you feel it too, that tug toward forgiveness. If you're somewhere listening, I hope my heart reaches you in the calm between breaths, because even now, in this gentle twilight, I keep holding on to the light we found. I keep holding on to the light we found. I keep holding on to the light we found, even when the world feels too loud. Warm twilight brushes the windows of this small lakeside room, and I'm tracing the steam on the glass while thinking of you. The ripple of water outside shifts like the hesitation in my chest, soft and unsure. I tell myself I'll stay calm, but your memory keeps rising like the evening breeze, and the words I never said feel close again, almost within reach. I keep hearing the thought that holds me steady. I'm learning to feel without losing myself. I carry that line as I step onto the wooden deck where the lanterns sway in the cooling air. A couple laughs somewhere behind me, and it echoes what we never managed to be. Yet I hold the railing, watching a small boat drift slowly by, imagining it taking my doubts with it. I whisper into the dust that I'm ready to face whatever comes, even if it's just the echo of what we were. I breathe in the scent of pine and dusky water, letting the quiet sink deeper. The same truth circles back, gentle but I sense a soft peace replacing the old ache. Maybe love returns, or maybe it simply changes shape. Either way, I step inside again, the floor warm under my feet, knowing the night will hold me steady. And once more, for the sake of courage, I repeat the promise to my heart. I'm learning to feel without losing Warm sunlight drifts across the kitchen table as I set down 2 cups, pretending you might walk in again. Outside, early autumn wind brushes the windows, and I hear the faint rush of buses along the street. I try to picture your smile in the quiet, but it fades before I can hold it. And I whisper our unfinished truth. We were almost brave enough. We were almost real. I keep returning to that balcony last September, where the city hummed softened and you leaned against the rail, telling me you weren't sure how to stay. I felt the cool air on my arms, wanting to reach for you, afraid it would break you further, and still the words echo now. We were almost brave enough. We were almost real. Later in the small bookstore near the station, I found the novel you loved turned face out on a shelf. I stood there too long, feeling the warmth of the overhead lamps and the weight of what we left undone. I walked home slowly through drifting leaves, hearing your laughter like a faint memory carried by the wind. Tonight the sky turns a soft blue-gray, and I leave the window open, letting the air settle around me. If you ever return to this street, I hope you'll feel it too. The quiet promise we never learned to speak, because even now, deep inside the silence, we were almost brave enough. We were all